All right. Hey, aloha, y'all. Daniel Aaron here, and it's a complaint-free challenge time. Again, let's see what's a better saying. Again, I say because it's my third time, and I'm inviting you right now to join us, right? There's no cost. Well, no financial cost. There is a cost, but it's not any time cost either. It's just the only cost is like a little bit of awareness. And well, there's a cost of maybe in some way giving up some of your previous way of being in the world. The benefits are crazy, phenomenal. And so, my purpose in sharing with you right now is to help you understand what it is, why you might want to join us and engage in it, and how you actually do it. And then throughout the course of the next how long? I don't know how long. I'll tell you, the first time I joined this, I discovered it. I said, okay, I'm going to do it. I committed to it. What it is simple 21 days in a row without speaking any complaints out loud. Simple, easy. For most of us, not so much. First time I did it, this was going back to 2014, I think, when I was living in Bali, running a yoga center. It took me nearly 8 months to complete the challenge, right? Because here's what happens. The challenge is to go 21 days in a row without speaking a complaint. Ones in our head, we don't count those, right? So without speaking a complaint out loud, if more accurately for most of us, when we do complain, oops, I complained, we go back to day one. We also use a bracelet. You can see, not that one. Where'd it go? Oh, here it is on this wrist. All right, I have just a simple little plastic bracelet. I think I took it off my water bottle. So it doesn't matter, but the bracelet's really useful because when we notice, ooh, I complained, just take the bracelet off and put it on the other wrist. That little piece of physical movement helps a lot. Taking the bracelet off at night, putting it on in the morning, that helps us with awareness. Now, what's the point? Why do it? And you might even think like I did when I first found out about this, like, I don't really complain. I don't complain. I know complaining doesn't help me. I know it's no good. In fact, what I do is I'm grateful a lot. And so I thought, I don't need to do this. My partner at the time had done the challenge before, and she kindly left the Complaint Free World book on the table, coffee table. And eventually I looked at it and I was like, yeah, hey, why not? I like a challenge. Let's go. So I did it and very quickly discovered that I complain a lot more than I realized, a lot more. It's kind of like Will Bowen, who wrote the book and eventually we became friends. The way he puts it is complaint is like bad breath. It's easy to smell on other people, not so much on ourselves. So once I got into it and started really paying attention, right? And there's one benefit, just simple awareness exercise. Second benefit is discovery, self mastery. I discovered, ooh, I complain a lot more than I thought. And, ooh, worse, I'm addicted to it. I can't stop. And I'd say more about my original experience in other places right now. I just want to give you the basics so you could say, yeah, let's go. I'm in. So, what does it mean? 21 days in a row without complaining out loud. When, if you complain, go back to day one. Simple. Switch the bracelet. Now, what is a complaint? Okay, that's an important piece of it. A complaint, it's not about the actual words, it's the energy behind it. For instance, it's a little bit early. Let me make it more clear. It's kind of early to be putting up a Christmas tree. Huh, it's kind of early to be putting up a Christmas tree, right? I could have spoken that to my daughter the other day when she wanted to put the Christmas tree up. Did you hear the difference? One, it's early to be putting up right? There's a negative, and there's an expression of pain, there's an expression that there's something wrong, right? Or, hey, it's raining today, or it's raining, right? Same words, different energy. So a complaint is an expression that something's wrong or there's a problem or it's pain in some way. And we also further extrapolate complaint is also criticism, sarcasm, or gossip. And really the same definition applies because that's when there's some expression of pain or something's wrong. So who judges? Who decides? You do, right? You decide. And the point, in my feeling of it, the point is not to get to 21 days, I won. No, the point and the benefit of this process and practice is to discover, to become aware of when we are speaking out loud complaints, because guess what happens when we do that? The quality of our life, what would you guess? Does it go up or does it go down? It goes down. Now, some people might hear that and think, well, I don't want to keep it all bottled up inside. And, sometimes it's good to express these things. And yes and no, there's nuance to that. And I'll speak about that at another point, venting versus processing, right? So simple terms, 21 days in a row, 21. And now you know what a complaint is. Right? The next part of it is I invite you to join in. I am posting in different social media platforms, though on my Facebook page primarily, posting information about it, sharing about it. If you want to go further already, yeah, I'm into it and I want to discover more, just send me a direct message and I will connect you with a video I created for my trainees. That's a longer one, explains how I got into it, goes into more depth. I will happily link you to a talk that Will Bowen did some years ago. It's like a, 1-hour talk. It goes into a lot more depth, explains it better even, which is useful. You might want to get the book, A Complaint-Free World, right? It's powerful, and what happens here, and what I discovered the first time I did this is well before I got to 21 days, I was happier. My life got better, right? My wealth increased, right? And that's an interesting link here. Will Bowen didn't come up with the idea of doing a complaint-free challenge. Of course, I'm sure many people have. He got it from our common friend Edwene Gaines in her book on prosperity. And she rightly, beautifully pointed out, if you want more abundance in your life, stop complaining, right? Because what is a complaint? In some way, it's saying, no, I don't want this. Stop it. Less. Don't give me this. That's how we're speaking to the universe or God about what's in our life. And so if what we're speaking is, I don't want it, well, then the universe is going to say, okay, we'll give you less. So one of the fastest ways to increase happiness and to increase abundance is to stop complaining. You could call it ahimsa, doing as little harm as possible. You could call it just increasing your happiness and your positivity. So for me, even a few weeks into the process the first time, and let me tell you, I was bad at this. I couldn't go a day. In the beginning, I was lucky to go a couple hours without complaining. There were times when certain topics or people or situations would come up, and here literally at times I'd be like I had to stop myself. There were other times when I had to leave the room because I knew I couldn't control myself. I was going to say something that was going to come out as a complaint. But here's the beautiful, beautiful thing, y'all. If we just take on the practice and do it in a light way, not beat ourselves up for not doing it perfectly, just do it in a light, I complained. Okay, back to day one. All right, cool. Just that noticing, that awareness, not only does it produce less complaint, it produces more happiness. So I hope this makes sense. I hope it's useful. I hope you'll join us because knowing about it in here is really different than actually doing the practice. And I am going to and am giving as much support as anybody wants. There's no charge to join us. Again, my Facebook page is the best place for this. I'm posting regularly. And if you got questions, feel free to put them in the comments, send me a direct message. I'll make future videos and respond to those questions so that we can all do it together and make it as fun and easy as possible. Are you in? Let's go, hey? All right, thanks, y'all. Aloha.